I literally just recorded part 3 twice, and as I'm going to edit it, it just deletes. It's gone. So take 3 of part 3 of How I Married a Man That Didn't Exist. So the next day, we're talking as normal, and we're talking about making the solid plan for me to come up, do the ATV riding, and to hang out with him and his friends for our first meeting. Something had happened, something had come up where that fell through. I'm not sure what it was. I don't remember. I think there may have been something with the roommates that had happened. He said that's just not a viable option anymore. So we had talked about him coming to Fort Lauderdale to see me instead, but something in me was like, I don't think I want him to know where I live yet. I don't want him to come over here. And I wish that I would have had that protective factor during the entire ordeal. So he said, wait, I have an idea. Mind you, when I was going to be coming, it was going to be Father's Day weekend. So he said, why don't you come to my mom's house? I'll come over with the girls, and we can spend the night and the day over there. And we'll do something for Father's Day, with the girls. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, it's your mom's house. The girls, you're okay with me just meeting them like that? You know, they lost their mom. I don't know if I want to be someone that comes into their life, and if this doesn't work out, just leave. He goes, no, it's okay. I've already talked to my mom about you. I ran the idea by her. She says that that's okay. She's welcoming you into her home. And as far as the girls, you know, we will not be affectionate with each other while you're here. And I'll just say that you're a friend coming over to visit and to hang out. And I just accepted that. I was like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. Mind you, in part 1, I said, I'm going to tell the parts of the story where I looked bad, where I looked naive, where I looked stupid. And during these beginning parts, there's going to be a lot of that, because you on the other end are screaming at me to not do this. I know you are, because now looking back, I'm screaming at myself. My hair is weird, sorry. So the day comes where I'm supposed to be going to visit. I pack my bag. I'm super excited. I'm really, really nervous. The entire trip, I had knots in my stomach. I was nauseous. He's texting and calling. I can't wait to see you. I'm so glad you're coming. Don't be nervous. Everything's going to be okay. As soon as I pull up to the house, he's sitting on the porch, and he comes out to greet me at my car. And he immediately wraps his arms around me and gives me a hug, and I just melted. And the only way I can describe that feeling is it was literal fireworks. I now know that was the common sense leaving my body. So he kissed me, and it was just a peck on the lips. It was nothing crazy. He grabs my bag, and we go inside. So both of his daughters are in there. One of his daughters is at a friend's house for the week and the weekend, so I wouldn't get to meet her during this trip, but I met the oldest and I met the youngest. So they are sitting on the couch. The oldest is furthest from me. The youngest kind of comes up and greets me. They have really cool colored hair. It's like blue and pink and red. So I compliment them on their hair. And the older girl was really standoffish. But the younger girl, she was just so enthusiastic and so sweet. And she looks up at me and she goes, oh my God, you're so pretty. And of course my heart melts. Like, girlies, y'all know, if a little girl comes up to y'all and they're like, you're so pretty, like your heart just explodes. So I told her how much I loved her hair and that she was so beautiful. We start talking. I sit on the couch and I'm still super nervous. I'm like sitting on the edge of the couch. I'm fidgeting with my hands. I'm like still. So he grabs my hand and he's like, relax, everything's okay. So the cup from the last video, remember that? He has this same exact cup. I really didn't think about it at the time, but it was literally the same exact cup. I'm like, damn, like you travel with your own cup to your mom's house. I'm sure she has cups. So I'm sitting there talking to the oldest girl, and he gets up and he fills his cup with something. I wasn't monitoring it. He's getting up to get a drink. So whatever he's drinking, he's sipping on, but it's consistent. So not too much longer after that, he gets up and he fixes himself another drink. And I don't know if I stood up or if I just kind of looked over there, because I didn't see him open the fridge or get any water out of the door of the fridge. And I see a big bottle of Fireball alcohol, and he's pouring it in his cup hot, which is diabolical in itself, and he's sipping on that. So at that point, I feel like I had a few questions, because we had talked about addiction, substance use, and he had established he was sober. And he goes, no, listen, it's okay. It's the weekend, we're relaxing, we're having a good time, I'm just having a couple drinks. He goes, I haven't had my drug of choice, the substances I used to use, in my active addiction in a very, very long time. He goes, occasionally I drink, but it's just a few drinks. This is not an everyday thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop here. As a substance abuse counselor, this is the moment I should have known better. I'm not going to get into the definition of sobriety, of recovery, of addiction. I'm not getting into that conversation here. Sobriety means different things for different people. Generally, sobriety is when you are abstinent from all substances, drugs, alcohol, everything. I have known people in recovery and sobriety that have chosen to drink in moderation if alcohol wasn't their initial drug of choice. Like I said, I'm not getting into that, but I have known people who have done this. So I'm like, okay, well, he's been sober for 2 years. He is having a couple drinks. He's not inebriated. He's not drunk and acting out. It's okay. So then his mom gets home and she walks through the door and she has a look on her face. I'm talking a look, and I'm like, oh my God, I am unwelcome here. I started like scrambling, like, did she really say it was okay for me to be here? So I immediately go up and I introduce myself and I give her a hug. It's just the type of person I am. And she softens in that moment, like everything's fine. So we're talking a little bit. I'm like, it's so nice to meet you. How are you? I've heard so much about you. And eventually at some point, Rob and one of his daughters falls asleep on the couch together. So her and I are talking. She was going to make dinner. She was making meatloaf, mashed potatoes, the whole nine, because I was coming. So I felt super honored. And it sounded really nice because I'm a single person living alone. I don't cook for myself most of the time because it's more hassle than it's worth. And I miss my family. So having like a home cooked meal just really sounded amazing. Well, it turns out she had forgotten something, or she didn't have something she needed. So I offered to go to the store, and she goes, no, like, you don't have to do that. He's asleep. He's not going to he's not waking up to take you, pretty much. You don't have to do that. You don't know your way around the area. Sorry. So I said, no, it's okay. I insist. So I ran to the store and I got what she needed, and that, for whatever reason, that was like a huge gesture for her. The fact that I did that, I wouldn't accept money from her. It was like a few dollars. It was nothing crazy. I got the things, and that blew her away, that I was kind enough to go out in an area I didn't know and go pick something up from the store. I'm like, girl, I have GPS. Everything's fine. So dinner is done, and we all sit down to have dinner together, and his youngest daughter at some point had made a note card, put it on one of the chairs at the dinner table next to her, and it said Dad's friend, and it had 2 hearts on it, and she wrote my name on it, and it was colored really pretty, and she made that for me and set it as a placeholder so I'd know where to sit, which was right next to her. And anyone who knows me knows what a sentimental person I am, and that just melted me. I'm like, oh my gosh. So we're all sitting down together, we're laughing, we're talking, the food is delicious, and that was the first moment I sat and I absorbed the feeling that maybe this is somewhere I could belong. The feeling of family, the feeling of togetherness, the feeling of laughing over a meal and being a unit. That's exactly what I felt in that moment. Let's go to part 4.